Hey guys, happy Sabbath. Welcome back to our online Bible study. Today the topic will be over anger and how we approach it and handle it. So what do you guys think the issue with anger is today?
So I think the issue with anger is that most of us get angry too easily and so fast that we can hurt somebody.
Yeah, also cautious when you don't have that much patience, that also affects anger, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is all very true. Do you have anything to add?
Well, I mean, anger, apart from affecting you physically and mentally, it can affect you in your relationship. I think it can affect the people that you're with, around you, your surroundings. And I'm pretty sure we've all had the situation where we've been around someone that's been angry, and you're having an amazing day, and just because someone is angry around you, it affects your mood automatically. It's a little contagious in the sense of it brings you down.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, so if you're angry, the people surrounding you get angry. They get.
Well, I mean, not necessarily angry, but kind of it gets you upset. Because you're having an amazing day, and then
it brings you down.
Yeah.
Someone comes in and ruins.
You can just feel the vibe. It's I don't want to be here.
I do like the word you use, contagious. I definitely agree with that. So. Anger is an emotion that can have a serious impact on your home life, your friendships, and even your walk with God. Biblically speaking, anger in itself is not wrong when it is directed at sin with the right attitude. So, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think that God gets angry? And this goes for you guys as well, because I know a lot of you probably ask yourself this or don't really think about this as much. So, what do you guys think?
I think... Well, I mean, there are verses in the Bible that talk about how God has been angry before, he's gotten angry with certain people or cities, But I like what you just read. It said that anger and the way when you approach it, if it's anger towards sin, it's okay. But if it's more with a malicious intent towards someone, that's where anger's wrong, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how you put that. But yeah, no, I definitely think that God has gotten angry before, because it has mentioned in the Bible. I'm not really sure what verse it says that he got angry, but he has.
I don't think, he's not one to get angry frequently and to have such little patience, but he has, like George said, gotten angry in the Bible before.
I mean, obviously, he has gotten angry with right reasons, because remember when he walked to the temple and they were all selling stuff? Oh, that's the only time he got angry. Well, Jesus got angry.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I think there's a verse that says he's slow to anger.
Yeah, he's slow to anger.
I mean, if you analyze that, it means he does get angry, but it's not someone that gets angry right away. There's people that get angry with a slight little detail, they just blow up, But it says God is slow to anger.
Yeah, and love is patient, and God loves us a lot. So imagine the patience He has for us.
Yeah,
imagine.
Anyways, let's take a look at Joshua 7:1. That says, "But Israel violated the instructions about the things set apart for the Lord. A man named Achan had stolen some of these dedicated things, so the Lord was very angry with the Israelites." So this is one of the evidence that proves that God can get angry. But when anger is rooted in a desire for retaliation or getting even, it is wrong. This is selfish, and it boils over from inward frustration and rage, leading to more trouble. So, let's take a look at the seriousness of anger, because we all know anger is very delicate and very serious. So let's go ahead and see what the Bible says about it in James 1:19-20.
So James 1:19-20 says, "Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires."
I like that. I like what it says about slow to speak, because if you're angry, nothing good is going to come out of what you just said. So you should take a minute to think about what you're going to say so you don't hurt the people around you, because you don't want to bring everyone else down.
Also, how it says about the listening, because sometimes you misinterpret. Yes, thank you, right word that I was looking for. You misinterpret what they're saying, and that's why you're also supposed to be slow to speak, so that you can gather up what just happened, and that you don't get angry and burst out at everyone.
Well, I mean, there's also it's really interesting how you said that. I mean, I think one of the things that because scrolling through Instagram and Facebook, how they're supposed to come out, I think one of them that says is like one of the things you should never do is reply to someone angry, because you might say something that you can't take back, you know, and you only said it out of anger. And sometimes we say stuff out of anger to hurt people, not really because we mean it, but we know that if we say something, it's gonna really hurt that person. So I think when we're angry, we don't have
control.
I don't want to say control, but more of like
we don't think right.
Yeah, we that filter tells us like, I don't know.
I feel like we're being like.
I get you. I think they get you too.
Yeah, so I mean, like it's one thing when you're angry, you don't really think about like what's the best thing to say. You think of like just whatever pops in your mind, just because you're angry, you'll say it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I think
it's like defense that just comes out of you.
Yeah.
And like that anger, like even though like you did like might have hurt that person, like after a while, like you tend to feel a little bit of guilt because it's like you didn't mean to hurt that person. I mean, at the time, at that second, you did, but like afterwards, like you kind of like no, like I didn't want to hurt you.
Yeah, and you can't take it back anymore. Like,
exactly.
Once it's said, it's said. You know.
So
yeah,
that's
you saw something, and you're like, you just wanted to react quickly. You said it. You felt bad right after you said it, and you're like, oh my gosh, no, what did I just do? But it was all out of anger. That's why you're supposed to be still to anger.
Yeah.
That's good. So now, apart from the seriousness of anger, we're looking at how to handle it properly. So if you can turn to Ephesians 4:31 through 32.
Ephesians 4:31 through 32. It says, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all type of evil behavior. Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven us." That's very interesting.
That's very powerful.
Pretty much telling us, get rid of all your feelings that are negative. Mm-hmm. You know, because I mean, if you look at it, bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, slander, and there's all types of evil behavior. Evil behavior is negative.
Everywhere.
You know? So get rid of all that and instead be kind. You know, like if you're angry, step back, get rid of it, and come back to have that conversation with that someone when you're no longer angry.
Yeah, because all that negativity won't produce good fruit. So like it'll just produce more problems and more unwanted things. So.
Yeah, and I just want to go back to that last verse and apply it here. Thinking like being slow to speak. Like how you said before, so about gathering your thoughts on this. I think communication is very important. So yes, it gets you angry. It doesn't make you feel good. But instead of lashing out to this person, just take a minute, step back. Did it make you feel good? No. So talk about it. Say, hey, I didn't like what you said. I didn't like what you did. And make sure they fix it. And have a forgiving heart, just like how this verse said. Like, I forgive you.
I think that goes more to, it's a two-part thing. So, there are occasions when people have lashed out. Mm-hmm. So first, I think the person that lashed out should go up and realize that they got mad. It could be for a good reason or a bad reason, you know, and realize that they did something wrong by lashing out, you know. That being said, should ask for forgiveness. And the second part would be the person that got hurt because they were lashed out, you know, should have the forgiving heart, and they should be the ones saying.
I like that.
They should, yeah, because it's a two-part thing. Like, one can ask for forgiveness and realizing that they were wrong, you know, but then also gotta realize that when someone says I'm sorry means I won't do it again, you know, and the person that was the one offended or was lashed out at should realize like, okay, God forgives us, you know, so we should also forgive those that have done us wrong. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of where it's the two-part process.
Do you guys have anything to add on that?
No, because it's nicer when one person like they realize they're wrong, but then the other person that was hurt, they also like no, it's okay, like you weren't in your right judgment, so it's like you weren't, like you didn't mean it, so like I forgive you.
No, yeah, I really like what all of you guys have been saying about how it really is. It's both parties. It's not just one party, because it's not just like one, like the reason that someone gets angry it's not just like out of nowhere. Like it has to be caused by something, right? So it does take both parties to kind of like.
And that's why like it's a win-win. So it's like no party's like mad or happy. It's like both of them happy.
Yeah. Let's just also make sure that we're not like lashing out and be like, okay, I'll just ask for forgiveness, and they should forgive me because God says we should forgive me. Like it's not like don't take advantage of like I'll just lash out and I'll realize later that I'm wrong. Like don't do that. Like do what the Bible says, like slow to anger, like get rid of those feelings. Yeah. Don't take advantage of like they should forgive me, you know. And I'm realizing I was wrong, but because I'm realizing I'm wrong, I can lash out whatever time I want. No, it's not. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
So obviously not.
Think about what you're gonna do before you do it.
Yes.
Always think about what you're gonna do before you do it.
Yeah. You should also, in the beginning, this talked about relationships and friendships. I think it is very important because I think in one of the verses in the Bible, I believe it's somewhere in Proverbs, it says that you shouldn't really be friends with someone who is like who gets angry often because you won't be in a happy relationship. They'll be keep lashing out on you and you'll just be getting hurt, they'll be getting hurt, and it'll be a big mess. So yeah, let's move on to what the Bible says about being on guard against anger. This is found in Proverbs 22:24-25.
So it says, don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul.
So that's kind of what you were saying about don't.
Yeah. Maybe that was the proverb.
That was the proverb. Which proverb was it again?
That was the proverb.
22:24-25.
Can you read it one more time?
I actually did not know
it was a proverb. I just didn't know if you were gonna mention it.
That's crazy. I didn't know. To be honest, I didn't know.
Go over it one more time.
Okay, yeah. It
I
says.
was between Proverbs and Mark, but it sounded more of a Proverbs.
I was like, I was gonna read that, but okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It says, don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul.
So yeah, like basically what you were saying about how
it'll stick.
Yeah.
And so you don't want that.
You'll both get hurt because you'll probably start getting like you'll kind of catch on to what they're doing and stick to what they do too. You'll start getting angry like faster and more easily, and you'll probably start like hurting others. So you're not just hurting you're hurting yourself, the person that's always getting angry, and you're gonna hurt the others around you.
Something that really caught my eye was where it said like you'll become like them.
Yeah.
And in Spanish there's this phrase that goes dime con quién te juntas y yo te diré quién eres. Yeah. Which, if we translate it to English, it means it's roughly trying to say to like tell me who you're hanging out with, tell me who your friends are, and tell me who you are. Yeah. Type of thing. And it's kind of true. Like if in the Bible's telling us that phrase is true because if you hang out with someone that's always gets angry, you end up being like that person that always gets angry.
Yeah, because the saying does say, "Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are." Right? But like in the beginning, you might not be like them, but as you hang out more with them, you'll start to turn. Yeah,
your attitude and the way you are will eventually start becoming like theirs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually very interesting. I like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how you
human emotions are contagious.
So now we know which verse it is whenever we talk about it.
And that's how you should
24-25, everybody.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So what do you guys think we should do in our lives and apply it every day to how we should handle anger? What should we do?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, if we're someone that's struggling with anger, we should ask God to help us. First with our attitude, you know, to change us in the sense of like, help me not be such an angry person.
Take it away from me.
Yes.
Yeah. Replace my heart with yours.
And also put your part in. Like, if you know you're getting angry and you realize it, like instead of lashing out, just kind of step back a little bit, cool off, you know, and come back to the conversation or wherever got you angry, like in a more calm manner. I think.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like just like what George said, and what like the Bible verse I read about how you should be slow to anger and so to speak. So some ways that you can do that is like talking to God really helps, and asking for him, just like George said, asking for his help to not get angry so easily. That really helps, because God will always help you with whatever you need, and he'll always be there for you. So just asking will help. Also, like reading the Bible, like just reading the Bible, it can help you just like to calm down a little bit. And yeah,
kind of like spend time with the Lord, because like it says, like if you hang out with hot tempered people, like you'll become like them. So instead, like we should hang out with the Lord. So it's like, so we'll learn his ways, and like we'll adopt them, and then it'll change us, and so we'll be more like Christ.
Be more patient, more loving. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's all really good. So there will be moments of frustration in our life, and there will be times when people do things that offend us, of course, obviously. The key is how we handle such things, which is why we read, and it is important to know, especially at our age and as we get older, how to handle this. Inappropriate words and actions to fight back do not please the Lord, nor do they show a trust in God's sovereign hand over the situation. Fighting back only leads to regretful actions and damaged relationships. Having an attitude of patience and forgiveness, however, shows us that we understand God's patience and forgiveness towards us. So I think it's very important that we all keep this in mind.
Yes, I think what you said about having patience is really important, especially what you said about the long run, because when we grow, like when we get jobs, like let's say we don't like something our manager, our boss, or even like our peers say, like we can't just lash out at them, we have to be professional, patient, think about it. And with our friends and everything, that's like learning to be patient is really helpful for the long run.
Yeah. And I think we should always pray, whether we get angry easily or not, to always ask God to handle how we feel in situations just like this, so we can be just like him, because God is patient, God loves us, God forgives us all the time, and we should be just like that. So I'd like to end Sabbath School with that, and yeah, I'm glad you guys came to this online Bible study, Sabbath School, and tune into next week as well. Don't forget to always ask God to help you and guide you when you're feeling angry, or even lonely. You can just talk to him about how other people made you feel, and don't forget to be slow to speak and listen carefully to what others are saying, because you might be misinterpreting it. So yeah, thank you guys.
Happy Sabbath, guys.
Happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath.